They will steal your man. The house smelled of dying flowers and cold coffee. Sarah's perfume, once warm vanilla and jasmine, had turned sharp and metallic, like pennies held too long in a clenched fist. Every night the bedroom filled with the blue-white glow of her phone, a cold moon that lit her face in corpse light while Alex lay beside her, skin prickling with the sour sweat of rejection. When she laughed at something Mark sent, the sound scraped the inside of Alex's skull like fingernails on porcelain. He could taste the distance. It coated his tongue the way fear coats the mouth before vomiting, metallic, thick, impossible to swallow. When she rolled away from his reaching hand, the sheets whispered like funeral silk. Her back was a wall of ice. The heat that used to rise between their bodies had been murdered, leaving only the faint, sick smell of her new body lotion, something citrus and expensive that Mark had probably complimented. At the office, Mia waited. She wore a charcoal dress so tight it looked wet. When she leaned over his desk, the fabric strained across her breasts and the air filled with her scent, amber, smoke, and something feral underneath. Her tongue touched her lower lip, slow, deliberate, leaving it glossy and red as raw meat. "I can still feel you looking at me," she whispered, breath hot against his ear, carrying the faint bite of spearmint and red wine. "When she stops looking at you at all, I'll be right here. My mouth already knows what you need." The gym, the air was thick with rubber mats and chlorine and Lena's skin. She cornered him near the water fountain, sweat sliding down the groove of her spine, disappearing beneath the waistband of leggings that clung like they'd been painted on. She pressed 2 fingers to his sternum, right over his pounding heart, and dragged them down, slow, nails scraping just hard enough to raise pale pink lines through his t-shirt. "When she forgets how you taste," she said, voice low and sticky, "I'll lick every inch of salt from your body until you forget her name." The words dripped into his ear like warm honey mixed with venom. Rachel found him in the rain at the soccer fields. Water plastered her white blouse to her skin. The lace of her bra showed dark and deliberate. She stepped so close her soaked hair brushed his cheek, cold droplets sliding down his neck like tears. Her lips grazed the shell of his ear, tasting of rain and cherry lip gloss. "I'll let you ruin me in the back of your SUV while she's inside buying orange slices for kids who aren't ours," she breathed. "You'll come so hard you'll see stars, and she'll smell me on you for days." At home, the rot accelerated. Sarah's phone buzzed against the kitchen counter like an angry hornet. When she read Mark's messages, her pupils dilated, black swallowing hazel, and her breath hitched in tiny, greedy gasps. Alex watched from the doorway, stomach folding in on itself, tasting bile. That night she let him kiss her neck, and he could smell another man's cologne, something crisp and expensive, clinging to the hollow of her throat like an invisible hand. He broke on a Tuesday that tasted like copper and panic. Mia picked the cafe deliberately, the one with the velvet booths where he and Sarah had once fucked in the bathroom on their 3rd date. Mia wore crimson, lips and dress matching, and when Sarah walked in, Mia was already straddling Alex's lap. The air reeked of espresso and Mia's perfume, something dark and animal. Her tongue traced the rim of his ear with a wet, deliberate stroke that made an audible sound. Her hips rolled once, slow, the heat of her searing through 2 layers of fabric. Sarah made a noise like a wounded animal, coffee spilling, scalding across her wrist, the cup shattering on the tile in a spray of brown and porcelain shards. The smell of scorched milk and terror filled the room. Sarah's face went the color of old ash. Her mouth opened and closed, but no sound came, only a thin, reedy wheeze. Her knees buckled. She caught the edge of a table, nails scraping wood, leaving pale gouges. Alex saw the exact moment her heart cracked open. Pupils blown wide, tears and mascara streaking like war paint, the stench of raw panic sweat blooming under her clothes. That night Sarah clawed him like a dying thing. Her nails raked bloody furrows down his back, teeth sinking into his shoulder hard enough to bruise. She sobbed into his mouth, tasting of salt and coffee and desperation, riding him with a violence that felt like punishment. Between thrusts she choked out, "Don't leave me, don't leave me." Her voice shredded raw, while her phone, face down on the nightstand, kept lighting up with Mark's name like a heartbeat she couldn't silence. Later, when she finally passed out, curled away from him again, the sheets between them damp with her tears and his sweat, Alex's phone vibrated against his thigh. "Mia." She screamed beautifully. "But she'll drift again. When she does, I'll be waiting with my legs open and my mouth hungry. I'll swallow every drop of what she's wasted. You'll come so deep inside me you'll taste me for weeks. and she'll smell it on your skin every time you kiss her lying mouth. The room stank of sex and betrayal and the faint metallic tang of blood where Sarah's nails had torn him open. Somewhere in the dark, the clock ticked like a bomb. Tick, tick, tick. Every wife feels it now, don't you? That cold, oily slide in your stomach. The phantom scent of another woman's cunt on your husband's fingers. The wet sound of a stranger's tongue in his ear while you stand frozen, coffee burning your skin, heart exploding in wet chunks inside your chest. They're already there. Waiting. Wet and ready. One more distracted glance at your phone. One more night you turn away, and they'll take him so completely you'll still taste them when you kiss the empty air where he used to be.